HiRevz Media is sponsored by Born to Ride Motorcycle Magazine. Check out borntoride.com. Alright guys, so we're working on the chopper, and it's been a while since we've messed with this thing because the breather gear, I'll show you what that looks like. There's a breather gear in here that is timed to bring in vapor and blow vapor out, and you've got your oil and all kinds of other junk that goes in there, and it's got to do that in a certain amount of time so that you don't have a lot of pressure blowing out of the crankcase, but it's all using its internal pressure to actually oil and grease the cam gear and whatnot. It's kind of spraying the oil back on those gears and scavenging it, and does this whole really complicated mechanism, you know, for what it is. And Harley ran this for a long time, many years, and it's really kind of ridiculous. So S&S has a new product, and you can see that here. And I say it's new, it's been around for pretty many years now, but it only shows up for Evos. So we have them for sale on our site. You can get them through us or V-Twin, but they are not recommended for shovel heads. They're only recommended for Evos, which is very strange. Initially, they were recommended for shovel heads, and then S&S decided to stop doing that. So if you buy one of these, you buy it at your own risk. You put it in, you use it, it's used. That's up to you. If you get it from us, if you get it from somewhere else, whatever you want to do, but once it's used, it's used. So keep that in mind. So that's something to think about. However, I think it's going to work. Multiple people say they work for shovel heads. You can slide them right in. I mean, it's the exact same piece as an Evo. And what it does, it has the reed valves in there. So now it'll allow pressure to build inside of it. And then as soon as the piston goes up, it pulls a slight suction on it. It'll actually open up the reeds and let the oil spray out. So it does its own timing based on just the internal reeds. Nothing has to be spinning. Nothing has to be set up correctly. And it's really a pretty nice idea. There's a lot of Japanese motorcycle companies that already use this technology from the factory. I don't know why Harley used a timed breathing gear for so many years. It's kind of ridiculous. So we're going to pull off the nose cone. You got a few bolts here. You're going to pull out the timing set in here, get all that undone, get everything loose, and I'll show you what we got. All right, guys. So we've got the cam cover off the bike here, and wanted to show you what it looks like in here. In the inside down in here, we've got the actual cam gear here, the cam, and then the crank. So all of those have to turn together. And I wanted to show you what that actually looks like. So here we're going to pull it out, pull that thing out of here, and then show you exactly what it looks like, which is a little messed up. This one I think has been replaced before, but it's kind of scratched up in here and kind of gnarly looking. Inside the case is not terrible looking, but it is kind of ribbed in there. It's not perfectly smooth, and that's letting some vapor pass by. This thing's not leaking any oil, but it is just kind of like blow-by vapor going on the ground. So that's got to be the problem, is the cuts and this nastiness. This sometimes these just wear sideways after a long period of time. They can just start to leak by. And so here's the new one. This is the new S&S Reed Breather. So it's got 3 reeds on there. Luckily, it just slides right into the case, and it does not have to turn, doesn't have to be timed, nothing. So it doesn't move at all. It just pulls in vapor and oil and then blasts it back out into the gears. So here's the spring. Spring goes in there, which we'll put some grease on it to hold it, but that's literally all there is to it, is just pushing it in, putting the spring on, and then everything else works internally by the vacuum and the pressure, allowing it to pull the oil into it and blast it out. So we're gonna put a little grease on there and then stick that in place, and it will be good to go. This is the final step. And then the cam cover goes back on and everything is sealed back up. We didn't actually replace the gasket or anything. All that was fine. Alright guys, so bike's doing good. It's not leaking out the bottom anymore, and still looks pretty good, but we're gonna try to clean it up a little bit. It's been sitting around, so it needs to be polished back a little bit, wiped down, cleaned, and ready for the show tomorrow. So we'll have it at the Sanctified show tomorrow, so it should be pretty good. There'll be another video coming out about that, showing off some of the bikes and stuff from there, so make sure you check that out too. Man, this thing looks so good. Such a good looking bike. Just couldn't resist filming it right here. All right guys, just got her cleaned up, touched up some stuff, touched up some of the black, polished some. It's looking pretty good. I'm gonna get it back outside and see what it looks like. back in, and got the trailer loaded up, bike on there, ramp. Got a few more things we got to grab for the show. Last year's t-shirts and this year's t-shirts and a few other things we got to go pick up and grab and load up Pop's truck, but it looks pretty good on there. All right, guys, make sure you check out the website. We've added thousands and thousands of awesome motorcycle parts. We've got apparel on there. We've got extended front forks, fenders, frames, anything you can think of. Check it out.